Musical and Cultural Festival. Yes, it's been 12 years of this festival. My name is Rita. I'm a TV host at MEA TV. I've been with MEA over 11 years. I want to welcome all of you to MEA Festival. On behalf of the CEO of MEA TV, Mr. Wali Jadan, and the advisory board, and the entire staff, we want to thank you all for your endless support of this wonderful festival. And of course, special thanks to the mayor of the great city of Warren, Mr. Jim Fouts, for hosting our festival for the past 11 years. And special thanks to the Middle Eastern community for supporting this festival every year. You are the reason that we continue to put so much time and effort into bringing this wonderful family event to you. So our first speaker for today is Mr. Kamal Shuhaib. He is one of the main member of advisory board members. 15 years ago, Mr. Kamal was chosen as a distinguished citizen of Troy by Governor Rick Snyder. And also, 4 years ago, Mr. Kamal Shuhaib was chosen as the Man of the Year of all Arab American across Michigan in philanthropy. So, Mr. Kamal is going to speak on behalf of the advisory board. Let's all welcome Mr. Kamal Shuhaib.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's nice to have you all here. I would like to introduce the people also on the advisory board who are here. Can you stand up, please? Or you can't hear me? Okay. You hear me now?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Could you stand up, please, people on the advisory board? I heard that we have 4 of them. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, I believe the press plays a very important part of our American democracy. That's why we need to have very, very good press. And obviously we are so proud of Wali because he's a great journalist. Do you hear me now? Sorry. Okay. And this is why when Wali asked me to join, I accepted it with pleasure, because Wali has been to me, not just a good journalist, he's a good patriot. He loves America. And he encouraged our community to be involved in America, to be part of America, and to be good citizens. So, Wali, we thank you for being such a good leader in our community. And obviously, he also encouraged us to be philanthropists, to participate, and again. He does a great job for our community and for Southeast Michigan. Thank you again, Wali, and thank you for being here, all of you.
Thank you, Mr. Shuhaib. Let's all welcome the mayor of the great city of Warren, Mr. Jim Fouts.
Well, I'm happy to be called the great, my secretary just told me to move the microphone close. I'm happy to be here today, but I got to tell you, Michigan is a great state. In part, that's because of great leadership like Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist and Governor Whitmer. It's also because of this great climate we have. And I woke up this morning and I was just in love with the weather. It was beautiful weather. I'm a jogger, so I ran a couple of miles. I wouldn't run more, but I had to go to another event which is related to the city of Warren. But we have beautiful weather. And I want to commend also another great leader, and that is Wally Jadon. Wally, you have been the leader that all of us in the political world would like to be. Stand up, Wally. And we'd be celebrating 13 years today here, but we had a break for 2 years because of COVID. And again, Wally, and again, Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist and the rest of the people here, I am so happy that we had good leadership and we were able to survive the pandemic, which was a major challenge. And that's where leadership comes in. Governor Whitmer, that's where leadership comes in, Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist. So let's thank all of our leaders in the state for working hard to get us out of COVID-19. Some people say it's controversial. When it comes to public health, I don't see any controversy, but we'll gotta go here. Okay. All right. Okay, the mic, I'm glad it's the microphone, not me. Maybe it's me too, who knows. That being the case, this is the MEA Festival. Been in Warren for 11 years. And I might add, the MEA Festival to me is about the outstanding people that come from the Middle East, whether it's from the traditional Middle East or even nearby Middle East. But the Middle Eastern leaders of Michigan, and especially of Warren, done great things. And among those, I would like to start with Meller's Party Store. Where's Audrey? Is Audrey here? Just spoke with Audrey. He's the retired leader of Meller's Party Store. Meller's Party Store was part of Warren for 33 years, and he was the leader of that party store. And often, when you hear about leaders, particularly Chaldeans or what have you, they say they have great party stores. But it's not just party stores. He told me that his 4 sons, I believe sons and daughters, I think one is an attorney, one's a doctor, one's an engineer, and one's one of the others. He produced great kids. And sometimes when we celebrate the Middle East Festival, we forget to talk about all the other contributions that Middle Easterners are doing in medicine, they're doing in law, yes, and they're doing in politics, and great leaders like Wally. So this celebrates people more than anything, and I'm very proud that this continues to be a place where we can outline and showcase the outstanding developments and the great culture of the Middle East. Now, another specific thing I'd like to mention to you is the fact that in Warren, we have a lot of great Middle Eastern developments going up. I'd like to give 2 examples of those. One is we have the old Royalty House that's now been refurbished, and it is a beautiful place, and I decided to take advantage of that. I'm having an event at the Royalty House, I believe, on the 21st, my secretary is correcting me, on the 21st from, I believe, 11 to 2 o'clock. It's going to be a spaghetti dinner. Just to come and see this beautiful place is worthwhile. While anybody here, you've got to go to the Royalty House, and that's why a young man who happens to be of Chaldean descent, and he's made it a beautiful place. And then the following day, on Thursday from 11 to 2, we're going to have another free spaghetti event where we will outline a number of different reform proposals for the city, and we'll have entertainers, and we'll have prizes and everything, and that'll be at the Bellagio Banquet Center, which is another beautiful place owned by a young Chaldean couple. So Chaldeans and Warren are building great things and making this city even a greater city. So when this young lady said the great city of Warren, well, that's because we have a lot of great Chaldean leaders, and we have a lot of Middle Eastern leaders, including Muslim leaders, that help to make the city better. And by the way, that in mind, this morning at 8:30, I was invited to a special event to celebrate Eid Muqtah, which is a celebration that they have, and it's the second largest celebration for that group. And this was held this morning. We had it in different places. So I'm learning a lot about culture just from the great cultural contributions that bequest the city. I'd also like to add that I'm very proud that Warren has survived what the predictor said. Everybody said that our neighbor to the south, Sterling Heights, would become the third largest city in the state, and Warren would drop down to 5th or 6th or something like that. Well, guess what? Warren is still the third largest city, and this is the first time since 1970 that Warren's population went up. So, first time in 50 years. I'm going to Now, why is it that we have our population gone up? I think it's because we are attracting a diverse amount of people from throughout the area. For example, our Asian American population, that includes Bangladesh, went up. The largest increase was in that population. Our African American population went up, and our Arab American, Middle Eastern population went up. So that means we're attracting more people to a city that welcomes and embraces diversity. So thank you, Wally, for helping us to shoot up, because when you have these events, people come to Warren and they say, this is a great city, it's a diverse city, and we want to locate here, and they do locate here. So thank you again for that. Now, you might also ask, why would other people come to Warren? Because some people have some stereotypical views of Warren. Why would you still come to Warren? Well, here's another exciting thing that I would like to talk to you about. That is that Warren is now attracting big industrial investments to the city of Warren. And we are now #1 in the state of Michigan in industrial assessment. #1. We're ahead of Detroit, with all due respect to those that might like Detroit to be #1. But we're #1 throughout the area, and we are becoming a leader in batteries, especially. We have a new company called Graphax, and Graphax is the first company to locate in this area that will be able to convert graphite and help out with batteries. So we're becoming a leader in the battery industry as well. We just announced that Home Depot will be the #1 place. Home Depot will have the home center in the Midwest will be here. Also, public service, our police department is now the highest accredited police department in the state under the outstanding leadership of Bill Dwyer. All of our police officers now have body cameras, and diversity is first and foremost in the police department. That means we have more Middle Easterners, we have more Hispanic, we have more women, we have more African American, and various diverse groups of that. Also, I would fail to mention that we are building 2 new fire stations in Warren. They'll be going up in the next couple of years. We've built 2 new libraries in the past few years, and we built a new police station as well. Also, we have plans to build a new town center. Wally, you know about this. If our city council will decide to vote on this, I've been waiting a year for them to vote on it. Our new town center will generate $2.5 million of new business and new money, new taxes into the city. It will create $250 million, $250 million of new financial investment in the city from 14 to 8 Mile. It will create 500 to 700 commercial jobs. And we will have a beautiful hotel across from the GM Tech Center, and at the top will be a nightclub where you can see the surrounding area. We'll have upscale shopping, we'll have a Whole Foods or a Papa Joe's, and it'll be a great thing. We just need the city council to decide to vote on it. Also, it will create 1,000 jobs. So 1,000 construction jobs. So I could go on, but I know you didn't come to hear all the great things about Warren. But when she said Warren is a great city, I had to sort of reinforce her and make sure that it was legitimate. But again, I welcome the MEA. I welcome the leadership of Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist and Wally. Thank you for coming today. It's such a beautiful day, and that's why I love Michigan, because we have the best weather in the United States. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Mr. Nabil Ayad, Vice Chairman and the founder of the Civil Rights League. Mr. Attorney, Mr. Nabil Ayad, please join us to the podium.
Thank you. I think the microphone worked for you, but I'm not so sure if it's... Take it out. All right. Lieutenant Governor, I did have a little speech to introduce you, and unfortunately I found out my reading glasses were not reading glasses, they're just glasses, so I'm just going to wing it as an attorney. So let me welcome everyone here on behalf of the Arab American, the Middle Eastern American Television, MEA TV, Mr. Wally Jadan, our CEO and founder. This brother has been at it for so many years. I tell you, I grew up watching Wall, and and you know, the idea was that, turn it on. Can you hear me better? Maybe, all right, thank you. All right, and you know, the idea was Wally maybe introducing the Lieutenant Governor. I said, Wally, I mean, you know, you're like the shortest guy in the room, and we got the tallest guy in the room. It's just gonna not make a good fit, you know. So it was not gonna happen. So thank you, Wally. I'm just joking. All right, we love you. But in the event, Lieutenant Governor, you know, the southeastern Michigan is home to the largest concentration of Arab and Chaldean Americans in the country. Very powerful group that has been at the heart of business, government, and whatever you have to say. From, you know, putting the first man on the moon of the lunar landing to ships named after Arab and Chaldean Americans in this country. We are part of the fabric of the society. And being the most educated, most wealthiest per capita in the country, we don't have to apologize to anyone about that, Lieutenant Governor, because we are Americans as Americans come. And we feel we're coming to become an asset and adding to the value of this country. That being said, this event is about the MEA TV and all the wonderful work that they do. We grew up watching Wally. I grew up watching Wally, and you know, in the Arabic language, which I didn't understand too well, but you know, Wally was always committed. He has been committed, and that commitment has continued over decades and decades, over to this. And you know, he doesn't have to do this. No one told him, you know, Wally, you got to do this or what have you. He does it out of his heart and soul. What a lot of you may not understand and know that Wally's just not out there doing the media and what have you. And we understand with the new social trends and the new challenges the media has. You know, it's a dying breed to a certain extent with new social media, new Google, Facebook, whatever the case may be. But Wally is always out there telling our story, always telling our story. Because if we don't tell our story, Wally, no one's going to tell our story. And I know, brother, in the African American community, if you don't tell your story, no one's going to tell your story. And that being said, Wally has been out there. Not only does he do the media issues, but he's out there at events, panel discussions, whether it be with the U.S. Senator, with the CBP Commissioner, or the Director of the Department of Homeland Security, whether it be with the FBI Director. We're out there. He's always out there addressing and talking and speaking truth to power. We appreciate you, Wally, for doing that. That being said, this is about you, Lieutenant Governor. Thank you so much for being here this evening. This is a Lieutenant Governor that came in a challenge that everyone wants to talk about challenge, everyone wants to talk about change. But in all essence, he came at a time which we had a change not like no other. The change that only comes around every 100 years. The great pandemic that we faced. And if it wasn't for the leadership of Gilchrist, Gilchrist and Lieutenant Governor Whitmore and Gilchrist, we won't be in the situation we are in. They took this on, they took it head on, they rose to the challenge, the courage that they had to do the right thing for the interest and the public of this community. And they did that. And they didn't care about the consequences, and they didn't care about the hate mail, they didn't care about the hate that transpired from the far right or what have you. And that, my friends, is leadership. That is leadership. Knowing what you have to do may not be the most popular thing that you have to do, but it's the right thing to do. And that's what our Lieutenant Governor Calvin Gilchrist is about. He has been there, he's taken these challenges, he's brought high-tech to state government. He's brought the wonderful engineering and his background over to government, which we so desperately need. He's been there at the head of the Senate to direct the Senate to do the right things. So we needed this lieutenant governor at these times. And ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you, this is what great leadership is about. So we appreciate you. We thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Keep doing the wonderful work that you do. Keep doing God's work and keep speaking truth to power. God bless you. Please come on.
I need to have you introduce me everywhere. But thank you so much for having me here, everyone. It is really a pleasure and a privilege to be in Warren to celebrate MEA TV and to celebrate this festival. Congratulations on 12 festivals, Wally. Congratulations on the vision that started in 1986. The vision that started in 1986 when this was just like 2 hours of content and now is 24/7, and that he told me is going to be on Apple TV and Roku, all streaming platforms available so that people across the country and beyond will have access to and understand more about the breadth, depth, and beauty of the Middle Eastern American experience, and to have that story be told from the state of Michigan, the place where we have more people of Middle Eastern descent than any place else in the world other than the Middle East. That is a point of pride for Governor Gretchen Whitmer. It's a point of pride for me as Lieutenant Governor of this beautiful state, and it's a point of pride for everyone who calls Michigan home. Because one of the things that makes Michigan so incredible is that everyone gives their best to this state. The Middle Eastern community and every facet of it has contributed to making Michigan what it is, has pushed Michigan forward in every community where Middle Eastern Americans and Michiganders live. It's not just in Southeast Michigan. The impact is felt across our culture in every community in this state. And I know, because I've literally been in every community in the state. And I see the impact, and I see why Michigan is a better place for it. So the ability and the ownership of a platform to present and project your story, that is what power truly is. The power to define your narrative so others can understand and experience it. That is how you make differences. That is how you build bridges. That is how we create connections. And ultimately, when media is at its most impactful and successful, that is what media does. So MEA TV is a representation of what hard work, creativity, inspiration, and innovation, when all of those things come together, what the result is. Growth, determination, connection, and community. And I think the Middle Eastern American community in Michigan represents all of that as well. So I appreciate the honor and privilege to be here with you today. I'm excited that there will be an amazing celebration yet again here in the city of Warren. I want to thank you, Mayor Fouts, for your leadership and for being a gracious host of this event for so many years, and all the leadership in this great city, and it is a great city. And we look forward to many more. We look forward to see what MEA TV will do with the expansion of the platform that going on in these streaming services is going to represent. There will be more stories to tell and more people to tell those stories to. And I'm excited to experience that future with you. Thank you, God bless you, and congratulations, MEA TV.
Thank you so much. Let's all welcome the President and the CEO of MEA TV, Mr. Wally Jadaan.
Frank, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all of you. And thanks to the most gorgeous city that city has been hosting our celebration. We celebrate once a year, and this is number 12. And Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for hosting us. The city of Warren, it's of all ethnic minority, and the Middle Eastern are one of them. And city of Warren and yourself mentioned to me so many times that you are very proud to have the Middle Eastern community part of the mosaic of city of Warren. Thank you so much. Mr. Lieutenant Governor, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming here. On behalf of the staff of MEA and our advisory board, we thank you and the governor for the support that she's given to the Middle Eastern community. When she mentioned we're gonna fix the dam road, at that time she didn't have the budget. And we know why. Washington didn't give her the money. But after that, when she had the money, I seen the road is fixed everywhere. In the city of Warren, I went to Mount, and I see a beautiful road coming. And I see construction everywhere. So she stand by her word to fixing the dam road, and she is doing it. And besides that, so many things. We know the COVID came, and a lot of people got hurt by the COVID. A lot of business got hurt by the COVID. But you and the governor, you stay and you keep the going and helping the people, helping the business, you know. And now we've seen Michigan after the COVID, probably one of the few cities that came back very strong. And that's thanks to the Whitmer administration, and especially you, Mr. Lieutenant Governor. Again, thank you so much for coming here. As Lieutenant Governor said, we started 30 years ago, and we broadcast for 2 hours, and then 6 hours. And then about 20 years, we went 24 hours. We went, at that time, there was the dish, and we covered all United States, Mexico, and Canada. And then Dish Network is linked. You know, they didn't have no more dish. They have the Air TV. And we are among 140 channel. That's the Dish Network's link. We broadcast in every state in the nation. And we hire Nielsen Media to see the rating, because a lot of people ask us for the rating, especially corporate America. They came with the result that on Sling TV, there's 175,000 daily viewers. We broadcast on Cox Cable in 12 states. They came with 52,000 daily viewers. And our social media, the app and the website and all that, probably another 5,000 to 7,000. So we came with about 230,000 daily viewers. But the good news, the first week of August, we're going to be broadcasting on Apple TV, on Roku, and on Fire Stick. The Fire Stick, we're going to have 2 channels. One channel that's for the people, the Middle Eastern community in the United States, and showing the successful of the Middle Eastern community, showing the truth face of the Middle Eastern community. Not like some other channel, they put the community under siege, that discrimination against us. They cannot go, the hijab cannot go past the street. No, we put the successful and the true stories about the Middle Eastern community. On the Fire Stick, we're going to have 2 channels. One for the United States, and the other one covering the whole Arab world. Because in the Arab world, in the Middle East, North Africa, the Fire Stick is number one. We're going to have 2 channels. The channel that broadcasts to the Middle East, we're going to show how every community, Middle Eastern communities in the United States live, the successful story about them, And we're gonna let, if it's Iraqi, they're gonna watch it and see the Iraqi, the Chaldean community. If Syrian, they're gonna watch it to see the Syrian community. If Lebanese, Jordanian, Palestinian, and we're gonna show them in the Arab world the successful of the Middle Eastern community. And that's successful, honestly, thanks to, for example, Michigan, because we are the most concentration of the Arab American, Chaldean, Middle Eastern community in the nation. And we're gonna, from Michigan, we're gonna show the world, the whole world, how the community live in the process. And thanks, Lieutenant Governor, to you and to our governor that supporting the community. Without that support, we cannot be processing, but thanks to you. Again, please, Lieutenant Governor, I want you to give our governor our love, our respect, and thanks so much for her, for the leadership in the state of Michigan. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Please make sure to enjoy the festival today. We're going to have so many activities, singers and entertainers, and enjoy the Middle Eastern food as well. Today we have Savvy Slider catering for the event. Thank you so much. And also Vara Juice. Please help yourself. Thank you.